What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97 and welcome to my WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. Now, WWE 2K14 has finally arrived, it's finally here, and we're finally gonna get this Universe Mode underway. But first off, since this is a continuation of my WWE 13 Universe Mode, and I'm sure most of you don't have the time to go back and watch the series in full, I'll give you guys a brief recap, but don't worry, the customization will be coming very soon in the video. So if you want to, you can click the link down in the description, which will skip ahead to the customization of my WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. But if you want to know what exactly the storylines and all that other good stuff that were going on in WWE 13, make sure to stick around for this next upcoming recap. So we started off in WWE 13 with 6 shows. However, I went on to get rid of both the Attitude Era shows, the Tuesday Night War and Saturday Night Heat. Those were later taken down. The Wednesday Night SmackDown Live Tour was eventually replaced with a UCW brand. However, I'm not going to cover most of UCW in this recap mode because that will also be continuing in WWE 13. But as far as WWE went, we had the basic Raw and SmackDown brands. We started off, WWE Champion was CM Punk. The United States Champion was, of course, Santino Marella. These were pretty much the basic champions in WWE 13. I did not go in and edit them. We had the Tag Team Champions were Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. The Divas Champion, Beth Phoenix. The World Heavyweight Champion was Sheamus. And the Intercontinental Champion was Christian. And now we started off, there wasn't really much of a brand split, but as the Universe Mode progressed, I did move on into more of a brand split style, which is what I plan on my 2K14 Universe being based around. So we started off with the Divas Championship. The Divas Champion, Beth Phoenix, went on to defend the championship at the pay-per-views Extreme Rules and Over the Limit against the likes of Karma and AJ Lee in a triple threat match. Then she went on to Capital Punishment to face off against Natalya. However, Beth Phoenix lost the belt to Natalya. She then went on to Vengeance in a rematch clause in a great match. However, she was unsuccessful in recapturing the gold. So then we had the WWE Unified Tag Team Champions. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth went on to defend the belts at Extreme Rules, or at least that's what the plan was. But R-Truth turned his back on Kofi Kingston until Evan Bourne made a shocking return, reforming Air Booms. They went on to Extreme Rules to defeat Team Hell No. They also went on to Over the Limit to face off against the team of R-Truth and Zack Ryder. However, post-match, after R-Truth and Zack Ryder had won, R-Truth and Kofi strangely attacked Zack Ryder with a double concerto. However, then the following night on Raw, Zack Ryder ran over R-Truth in a limousine, thus causing the titles to be vacated. However, the new team of Zack Ryder and Jack Swagger went on to face the team of Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston at Vengeance. The titles were won by Zack Ryder and Jack Swagger. They even went on then on Monday Night Raw to defend the titles in a rematch against Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston, and they were successful in retaining the gold. Next up is the United States Championship. Santino Marella went on to defend the belt against Jack Swagger at Extreme Rules. Swagger then won the belt and went on to defeat the likes of Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston at Over the Limit and Capital Punishment, respectively. However, he did not defend the championship at Vengeance since he was in the tag team title match. We then move on to the Intercontinental Championship. Was held by The Miz to start off this Universe Mode. He went on to Extreme Rules to defend it in a triple threat match against Cody Rhodes and Christian. However, Christian won the championship at Extreme Rules and went on to defend it at Over the Limit and Vengeance against the likes of Hunico and Curtis Axel, respectively. Finally, we move on to the World Heavyweight Championship, which was held by Sheamus. He went on to lose the belt to Alberto Del Rio, but he did, in fact, win it back in a triple threat match at Over the Limit against Daniel Bryan and Alberto Del Rio. Sheamus then went on to Capital Punishment and Vengeance to defend the championship. Well, actually, I'm mistaken. Sheamus did not defend the championship at Capital Punishment, but he did, in fact, defeat Wade Barrett at Vengeance. And finally, we move on to the WWE Championship, which was held by CM Punk at the beginning of the Universe Mode. CM Punk went on to defend the championship against Chris Jericho and Brock Lesnar at Extreme Rules and Over the Limit, respectively. He then went on to Capital Punishment in a losing effort to a surprise Dean Ambrose, who challenged CM Punk for the title. Ambrose won, went on to defend the championship against CM Punk on a Monday Night Raw. However, Dean Ambrose also won the belt there. He then went on to defend it in a unification match of both the WWE and UCW Heavyweight Championship titles. And if you want to see how that match came about, you can go back and check out the past few episodes of my WWE 13 Universe Mode. Anything following Capital Punishment would sum that up nicely. But Therm, he had defeated several WWE superstars on pay-per-view to get into that one. And, however, Therm, although a very wily challenger, he lost the belt in surprising fashion. Dean Ambrose, with a very quick roll-up at the beginning of the match, won the belt. Dean Ambrose then went on to the UCW Overboard pay-per-view, which was indeed the last episode of WWE 13 Universe Mode before WWE 2K14, and Dean Ambrose defeated Dean Ambrose, retaining the championship, albeit with a little bit of an assist to Roman Reigns. So I hope you enjoyed that little highlight package of WWE 13, but now let's move on to the customization of my WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. Alright, so now that you made it to this point, that means you've either skipped the preview or you watched the whole thing, but if you did skip it, I do advise that you go back and watch it, because then, it'll keep you up to date with what's going on, so that way you have an idea what happened in 13 to better understand what's going on with 2K14. But anyway, we're here now with 2K14 footage, and as you can see in the universe, we have Monday Night Raw. Champions are default for the time being. We have the main event on Wednesday. It's only got 4 matches, and we also have a WWE Superstars on Thursday. But, that could stay or go. I'm definitely not going to play it. I will simulate, at least most of the time anyway, unless something super huge comes up, but I will normally simulate Superstars. And then we have the SmackDown show on Friday, which has the Intercontinental Championship that we had in WWE 13. So, that way you know about that. And as you can see, I did simulate up to SummerSlam. Well, actually, the night after Money in the Bank, because that's where I left off. I left off at Vengeance, which was my July pay-per-view, and then I had a week afterwards in WWE 13, and then this. So, by the way, for the pay-per-view themes, if you want me to use any of those themes for any specific pay-per-view, let me know down in the comments, maybe like a King of the Ring or a No Man's Land, or just, any of the sort. Let me know in the comments, maybe what kind of pay-per-view you'd want that to be. Also, with some of the pay-per-views that are here, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it through the whole universe, so maybe if you want me to swap out a pay-per-view for another one, you can let me know that in the comments as well. And as you can see, here's our Raw roster. But like I was saying, in the comments down below, you can let me know. Say, Night of Champions, maybe you want a King of the Ring tournament, then let me know, and I will do that. Or I'll at least take it into consideration. And, what else was I saying? Also, for something like maybe if you want me to replace Night of Champions with, say, No Way Out. But anyway, now we're going to take a look at the roster. As we can see, Monday Night Raw, we have AJ Lee, Antonio Cesaro, Brock Lesnar, Brodus Clay, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, David Otunga, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, John Cena, Kane, Kofi Kingston, Lita, The Miz, Roman Reigns, Santino Marella, Seth Rollins, Tensai, Undertaker, and Zack Ryder. For SmackDown, we have Oksana, Alberto Del Rio, Big Show, Christian, the Intercontinental Champion, and it says Money in the Bank, or Mr. Money in the Bank, but he isn't. That was just because I had to simulate past that pay-per-view. Anyway, we have Cody Rhodes, Damon Sandow, Darren Young, Drew McIntyre, The Great Khali, Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, Justin Gabriel, Caitlyn, Layla, Mark Henry, Natalya, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Ryback, Sheamus, Sin Cara, Titus O'Neil, Wade Barrett. And then additionally, we also have R-Truth, who is inactive, which actually works. He's injured, which is what happened in my WWE 13 Universe Mode, so that works out really well. But as you can see, here are some of the retro and other superstars. I did get a Gold Dust call. Plan to use that in the future, possibly, I don't know. But yeah, any of these guys that you see right here, there are still a few that I need to unlock in 30 Years WrestleMania mode, but for the ones you see on your screen, as well as just anyone in the 30 Years WrestleMania, also Roddy Piper, I got him, created him as well using Superstar Heads. But any of these superstars that you see on your screen could be used. If you just let me know in the comments down below, leave a suggestion, and I might use them in my universe mode. Triple H could be, just some of those names possibly could make the universe as of in the future, but better. There are a few guys on that list that I have my eye on, but if there's any suggestions you have to make for superstars to make the roster, let me know in the comments. But as you can see, here are the rankings for the championships, and I did go ahead and customize these a little bit. We have the Primetime Players set as #1 for the New Millennia, and the Divas Championship. I actually have Lita in there, so I think I'm going to move her up a little bit, because I did add Lita just to try and, the Divas division is pretty small. We do get the Bellows later on, but, right for now, the Divas division is kind of small. So I added Lita in as an extra contender. And as you can see, I tried to base these off of things that happened in WWE 13 Universe Mode to see if I could still keep things relatively similar to what went down in that Universe Mode. So I tried to base the rankings around that, as well as some of the current guys in 2K14. Some that are new to the roster, and just all that good stuff. So here you can see the tag teams. We do have the new millennia replace the Real Americans, and we have tons of funk, Rey Mysterio and Sakara, and the Job Squad between Santino and the Great Khali. I just had to do it. I mean, the head Team Cobra, that wasn't going to work for me, so we have the Job Squad now. So anyway, that was my customization for WWE 2K14. Next episode, we'll be getting into our first Monday Night Raw. And real quick, one thing that they do, these matches will change depending on like certain things that happen. They will change frequently, so I mean, some of the matches that you see on the card are not even there for the next episode. So I mean, it is pretty cool that the universe can pretty much run itself, which is really good. As you can see, some of the rivalries I have might change those later on, but again, trying to carry over from 2K14, try to use some stuff, or from 13, I mean to say. But anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode of WWE 13 Universe Mode.